Hello, welcome to 2025. I've got a road ahead video for you here with some super important messages. You guys know that I don't make a whole lot of forecast videos or a whole lot of pick a card videos. I like watching them, but I feel like a lot of the messages that I get through for everybody are more of encouragement and validation. But I've been tuned in to something disruptive happening in the first little bit of this year, and this is going to be a really important video breaking down exactly what that disruptive chaotic energy is and how you're going to be able to navigate it in the most loving way possible that brings us towards this timeline of integration and unity. I'm going to be talking a lot and moving pretty quickly. But first of all, before I let you guys pick a card and work out what your specific message is for how you and your gifts are going to be navigating this energy, let me talk to you a little bit about what's been coming through. So again, I don't usually make these kind of videos. I'll usually do a little year ahead spread for myself personally, but after some prompting from the universe and my partner and some nudges from my guides, I went, okay, well, let's pull some cards for the collective for January. And what came out was a bit hectic. So I went, okay, this is why I'm being asked to make a video about this, because it's something I'm tuned into in my field and what's relevant to me. So I've got a lot of advice for how this is going to work out. It's something that people around me have all been prompting, and the cards are already starting to tell a story here about how we basically flip this chaotic energy and make it work for us. Okay, so it might sound a bit stressful at first. I've already been through this journey looking at all the cards, but there are a lot of gifts here, and this is why you gotta listen. Okay, you don't have to listen, you don't have to do anything, but I'm actually really excited about what I can offer everybody today. So I'm tuning in to January and how that's setting the tone for the rest of the year, because I really feel like there's something going on in January that's basically going to be tuning us and tuning our attitude in particular for what the rest of the year is going to look like. So it's so important that we get finally tuned into this energy of flow and gratitude very early on. Okay, so I pulled some cards looking at January, and a lot of cards came out. Usually if a lot of cards come out, I go, that's too much, put them back in, see what comes out. But this was very clear. So the only two cards that came out upright when I did this spread was the 10 of Wands, which is endings, hard work, like exhaustion, finally laying down your tools, finally being done with this job. And the 5 of Coins, which is usually an energy of charity. This card's a little bit, or an energy of poverty. This card's a little bit more positive. There's a lot more light here, but this idea of like having your hand out and needing more. So I've got this idea, all these messages coming through, that the collective at the moment is manifesting a lot, and they're expecting a lot, and rightfully so. But what's going on is, because we've got ET disclosure happening, we've got economic systems being overturned, we've got all these governments being exposed as being corrupt and failing basically, and then we've got all these wars and conflicts and things that are genuinely terrible, but also a bit of an illusion for stuff that's actually going on. All of this is coming to light, right? Everybody's waking up. And so basically your nasty folks, your bad guys, whether that's the shadow government, whether that's the front-facing government, whether that's just people working in the dark, whether that's people holding on to old systems, whether they have the best intentions or not, you know, these people are going through their death throes. They're having their final screams. And so there are going to be some final strategies to put a lot of fear into people. And what's that going to do? All of us in our fearful, disappointed, grumpy, ungrateful energy of going, what just happened? All of this was going to plan. Why is this happening? Are going to amplify that chaotic energy and manifest it for them. One of the messages that keeps coming through is all that you need to manifest is attention. So if people are going to go have a tantrum and cause a whole bunch of chaos over here, and we give them our attention, and we give them our fear, and we give them our opinions, all we're doing is feeding that energy. We're making it stronger. We're giving them what they want. All they have to do is get our attention. And so that's what's happening this January. And I'm seeing that this is going to be happening with ET disclosure. That's a huge thing's going on. There are going to be more and more distractions about what this is. So, you know, whether it's drones flying over the United States or whether it's more weather balloons. I think it's going to be something a bit more hectic than that. I think there's going to be more suggestions that there's a threat coming. Okay, ET disclosure from the point of view of the Pentagon is going to be something that's going to need to be very messy, very violent, very amygdala activating, because then they don't have to answer as many questions. If we're saying, oh my gosh, are we under attack? Are we safe? What do we do? Then we're not thinking so much about those other questions like, how long have you known about this threat? Why didn't you tell us about it earlier? You know, why have you deliberately lied to the entire world for almost 100 years now? So there's a whole lot of questions that those people don't want to answer. So they're going to make a whole bunch of noise and a whole bunch of fuss. And that's going to be a point where a lot of us start doubting our intuition. We're going to be like, well, maybe I didn't know the whole story. What's going on now? You know, I got the moon reversed, I got the 2 of coins reversed, I got the page of cups reversed, I got the age of pentacles reversed, I got the 8 of wands reversed, I got the 8 of coins reversed, I got death reversed, I got 3 of cups reversed, queen of swords reversed. Something's going down that's going to flip everything for us. It's going to make us question ourselves. It's going to make us go, I thought we were all on track for this amazing thing, but now a war has broken out, and now we've got bad ETs, and now we've got people doubling down on something, and now we've got people we trusted coming out saying things that are a bit dubious. Now, you know, if you're following all the crypto stuff, like, I think that's going to crash hard before it goes up. I am not an economic advisor. This is just something that I've been getting really, really consistently, is that a lot of these markets, particularly like XRP, are going to just go boom and crash, and everybody's going to go, oh no. And probably something like a war will be what instigates this. The US will go, all right, we have to go to war. This is happening. Then everybody's going to go, ooh, US dollars all of a sudden worth a lot because war is extremely profitable. The status quo will re-emerge. It'll seem super strong. The future will seem to be a little bit further away. All of a sudden, people will freak out. They will start to feel ungrateful, shocked, challenged. But the message here is not to surrender to that energy. Okay? That's not where you want to be. That's just there having a tantrum. Okay? And I've been getting the sign, what is this all about? Earth's graduation. Earth is shifting into the future. And so imagine that you've got like these evil step parents, right? And they don't want you to graduate and move out. They don't want Cinderella to stop cleaning the floor. So they're going to go freak out and go, oh no, you can't move away to university. You can't go do that job on the other side of the country or on the other side of the world. We need you here because your mother just fell down the stairs. Or this just happened, or this just happened. Like something happened that means you can't move on right now. The economic climate isn't strong enough for you to go follow your dreams right now. No, you shouldn't be talking about ETs and your contact experiences with them, because look at these bad ones, and we're going to need to regulate that and put restrictions on you and call you like a terrorist if you're not following a particular line for, you know, national and global security or whatever. That kind of tantrum is what's going on right now, and it's trying to stunt your growth. Do not fall for it. Do not go along with that narrative. Instead, what we can do is take these energies of shocked and ungrateful and challenged, and we're going to flip them. And we're going to take this perspective of everyone's just flipping out because we're so close. Okay, so we're going to turn challenged into an acknowledgement of what's happening. Like, okay, the old world is scared. They're having a tantrum. I can acknowledge that. And I can acknowledge it's happening because this is such a huge change and because it's so freaky. Not my problem. I don't have to feed into it. That's just something they're going to have to deal with. Turn ungrateful into thankful. thankful that I have the foresight, thankful that I have the vision, thankful that I'm able to hold the faith, and thankful that the shakeup is even happening, because it's actually going to put you in a better position long term. You know, like if, for example, if crypto crashes, that's a really good time for people to buy into it and jump on that boat before it starts to take off again. See what I mean? If everyone else is going to flip out about ETs or war, that's actually another opportunity to talk about it and bring people into this discussion. You know, I have this very strong sense that anything nasty that happens on the planet right now, sometimes it's people's abduction experiences, sometimes it's like setbacks in career and relationships and all of that. Like, our guides are letting that happen at the moment, and like our higher teams, because it's for a higher good. They know that the plan to destroy us is backfiring, that actually we're just becoming stronger for it at this point, because we've already had the perspective shift. We've already had that new earth perspective shift come in. We know that this is all a game. We know that there are lots of tactics being used from every angle all over the place to get us to behave and think and manifest in a certain way. We're aware of that, and we know that the only reason why we're being used to manifest all these shady agendas is because humans are actually extremely powerful manifestors. And so all of this trying to drive our car, like trying to get in our body, in our mind, in our energy systems, and get us to manifest all this chaos, it's just further evidence that what we have is a very powerful tool, a very powerful car, a very powerful technology that we're using here. And remember, you can always shift back, take responsibility for, and own your sovereignty and your own perspective and what you're manifesting, right? So this is all happening for a higher good. People are going to be freaking out about what's going on around the world, especially after the pandemic. I realize I'm saying a lot of words here that are going to get this video flagged. That's okay. Let's see what happens. Maybe this will reach the right people first anyway. It's like people are already suspicious. People are already asking questions. And it's going to be, this next wave of awakening is going to be so much more definitive than it was during the pandemic. Like, even I was like, okay, I'm talking to my guides. Something's definitely off about this, but I don't know what the right steps are to take. And even my advice from my guides was kind of like, they weren't talking to me about collective stuff at the time. They were still just like, okay, Kelly's new at this, let's just give her the advice that's relevant to her so that she can cope, hold her hand through it, that kind of thing, right? And I was slowly working my way up to some things off here. But this time around, all the people who didn't wake up last time, they're gonna wake up this time. They're gonna be like, this is BS. What is going on? Are you all like completely without faculties? Why would this happen? So a lot of people are gonna wake up from this tantrum that these dubious folks are gonna be having this January and then the beginning of this year, and indeed throughout the whole year. The higher ups are letting this happen because they know we're all just going to go, you're idiots, and it's actually going to further the agenda of the light of waking people up more and more and more and more. So again, keep into this energy of gratitude. Every time something really annoying or rude or offensive happens, just keep thinking, I'm so grateful because this is waking people up more and more and more. This is working for us, and it's only being allowed to happen because it's backfiring and working for our mission. Understand? So this is the energy that we're shifting, and this is what's shifting as you watch this video, okay? All right. And then we're turning shocked into amazed. Amazed. So dropping into that energy of awe, of wonder, of being excited about these changes that come up, instead of going, oh, can you believe that? And having this like judgmental energy or feeling blindsided or unprepared, instead go, wow, the universe is amazing. And remember that things are working out. It's all working out. If it weren't working out, we wouldn't need all these shock tactics. Things could just carry on as normal. But they want this energy of fear so that they can make these last-ditch efforts, because time's running out. Because the earth has natural cycles, and if we don't make use of the natural cycles for an awakening, we're going to miss this window. And 2025 is a 9 universal year in numerology. That's 2 + 2 + 5. endings is the 9. Coming full circle. Releasing karmic ties, putting things to bed, putting things to rest. And the other amazing thing about the energy of the number 9 is it's also about healing and rewriting history. Okay, rewriting history. So instead of seeing everything that's happened on the planet so far as this terrible injustice that we're now about to fix, instead see it as everything leading to this divine moment where we liberate all beings from suffering, where we liberate everybody from the amnesia of being incarnated here. Okay, and I know there are people saying, like, and I agree too, we come here to forget. Like, there's a higher good and a higher purpose to everything here. Earth has served its purpose. Earth has done exactly what it needed to do. But now it's time to wake up. And if people want to go have an experience of duality, they can do that on another planet or on another timeline. That's okay, that's allowed. But we're in the timeline where we're waking up now. And as we close these cycles and as we heal them up, keep remembering that everything that we've done already was leading us to here. It was all for a reason. It all had a purpose. Okay? And what we actually do with that enlightened higher perspective is we heal the past. We can't carry around a burden or a grudge or a trauma or a disease for something that was meant for us, that was meant to happen. You know, instead of being like, oh, I had a stomach bug and I was really, really sick and I'm still recovering, we can look back at it and go, that was a purge that needed to happen. And now I am detoxed, now I'm free of that, and now I'm grateful for that. And in having that perspective, you're actually making the present you a more healed you. You're not a recovering you, you're an uplifted you, you're an unburdened you, you're a healthy, vibrant you. Okay, so we're looking back at the past with this energy of gratitude and purpose and meaning, and that transforms the moment. And that's what we're doing right now. So I'm turning those cards around. We're going to be thankful. We're amazed. We're amazed with how this is all fitting together and how it heals us and uplifts us in every moment. And we acknowledge that this is just a part in Earth's graduation where these final tantrums take place. And if you follow these videos and forecasts about what's going on next year, like if you've looked at the astrology of it, I've looked at quite a bit of the astrology of next year already. There's a lot of fire, there's a lot of combativeness. You know, we've got Mars opposite a full moon coming up in the middle of the month. We've got Neptune going into Aries. Like, there's all this like fire energy and combative energy happening throughout all of it, okay? So you know that it's going to be a bit sticky, dicey, loud. That's why you're listening to me right now, to remind us to drop back into that energy of this is meant to happen, this is happening for a reason, and we have the power and the will to transform that in every moment into an opportunity for gratitude. And it doesn't mean you're not going to make mistakes, it doesn't mean that you're not going to get angry, but it does mean that we need to remember to keep returning back to that moment of love, of peace, of gratitude. And as long as we keep building that muscle and returning back to that center, it's all going to be okay. Okay, so I asked for advice for all of us for how we can all collectively deal with this, right? So this is before we even pick a card. 18 minutes already. Wow, I am talking forever. This is a lot, and I feel like there's a lot of little lessons here. If you've held on this long, well done to you. So I got Temperance Reversed. Temperance Reversed is about not just sitting back and taking it and being patient and angelic. There's an energy of restlessness here, of activity. And again, we've got like a lot of Mars, a lot of fire energy, a lot of Aries energy, a lot of Yang. It's a time for action. Okay, and I've also got 5 of Swords for a time of rising up, of putting things to bed. You know, and my own toddler has been having a lot of tantrums right now. And there's this energy of, well, instead of just like ignoring it and sending it love, you can be like, look, I'm here, we can fix this. But also there's a little bit of action. Like sometimes you have to pick the tantruming toddler up and put them in another room because they're hurting other people or breaking things. Or, you know, even though you have love and compassion for them, you're like, this isn't okay. You have to go over there right now. You know, like, I have to keep other people safe and happy and healthy. Anyway, that's a little bit of a tangent, but there's this energy of like, no, I'm not going to take this lying down coming up. So I even had a couple of souls tell me this as much while tuning in and channeling. So I did these Q&A calls on Patreon once or twice a month, and often I'm channeling people's higher selves. They ask me a question like, what's the meaning of life? What's my next steps? And often their higher self is who comes through and they tell me what that person needs to hear. So that's kind of how I work. I channel people's higher selves. I don't have like my shtick like Abraham Hicks or anything at the moment. It's your higher selves I'm talking to. But two of them on the last call I did both came down and were basically like, no, this whole let the drama and the tantruming play out is not the highest good I signed up for. And basically their souls are saying, I don't agree with the Galactic Federation of Light right now. It's time to double down. I'm not going to postpone the new Earth that I got on the timeline for and worked hard for because things got messy, and we might as well let it express itself. Like, sure, that needs to happen, but it doesn't mean that we need to just be holding our breath or hiding or sleeping through it and waiting it out. This is not a yin moment. And obviously we have to be balanced. We've got to ground, we've got to anchor in, we've got to practice self-care, we've got to keep allowing and receiving. But at the moment there is this big shake-up. And so what can we do about it? What's our action here? One thing is like sending love to everybody. Don't stop sending love. Like, that is an action you can take. You know, like when you're driving in the car, imagine bubbles of light around everybody in the car. Imagine light around the car. Imagine light traveling down the road and on every lane in both directions, lighting up the traffic, keeping it clear, keeping everybody safe. Imagine all the roads on the planet, on Earth, just lit up with light because people are all getting to their destination safely. You know, send love and healing, send like waves of light, just waking people up across the planet. Make sure that as this chaotic energy comes through, everybody else around you is just at that vibration of ready to wake up, ready to switch on, ready to see things for what they are. Be part of that energy and anchor that and bring that here. Be that person who says, yes, bring it, more chaos, more drama, because all of these people just saw you for who you really are. And that's, you know, shady governments, like war mindset, you know, not putting the highest good of the planet first and of all living creatures and beings. Let them tantrum, let them tell you who they are. And every time you see these shakes-ups happen, every time you see this fear-mongering and this propaganda, go, yes, more of that, because it's so transparent now and we're all ready to wake up and move through this together more peacefully. One of the things I kept getting glimpses of is this this vision of like people waking up but coming to it a little bit more shakily, you know, a little bit like what is going on. And the message consistently is being just be here, be loving, be open-hearted, help make space for these people, keep turning them back inwards to themselves. But I think there are ways to streamline this even more, where we just keep like blasting the planet with love and light. And you can do that because your soul is an angel. Like, your soul is this big giant sun star, and you can draw on that any time. Like, maybe an entire sun isn't inhabiting your physical body right now because that's a lot of energy to have in one spot. Like, I don't understand the quantum physics of that, but I do understand that we are connected to our souls and our oversouls, and that you can pull that energy down anytime you want. Why don't you practice like bringing an entire sun down above your head and then just boom, light up the planet with your light? Like, give that a go. But this is what I mean when I talk about being active. And it's also about speaking out as well, like that 2-5 energy of 2025. I keep getting this download that there's going to be a lot of 7 energy this year, even though it's a 9 universal year. You know, we've got that 2-5. 2 plus 5 is 7. 7 is faith. 5 is the throat chakra. And 2 is, again, that energy of like connection, unity, sexuality, creativity, being able to receive, being able to being able to be with another person, being able to like relate to another person, see unity. Think about Two of Cups energy, that idea of just being able to sit with someone and see yourself as their brother or their sister or their partner or their child or their mother, you know, being able to see yourself as a partner of them in some way, being able to see yourself as connected to people, being able to voice that, being able to speak your truth and trust that you're connected to everybody, trust that everything's working out. These are the energies that we're working with. Okay, that was a lot of preamble. Now you know what I'm talking about here. I hope I was clear enough when I gave some examples. I don't want to tune too much into what the actual chaos is going to be, because again, I don't want to give it too much attention. I more so want to talk about that attitude adjustment, or that feeling that we can slide into. Oh, hello black butterflies. I love these black butterflies. They've been flying around at night and they look so ethereal and awesome. Okay, but yeah, more so about the attitude adjustment I want to feel into. However, I'm going to get some specific advice. I'm going to pull 3 piles and we're going to see what you and your collective and your gifts can do to work with this energy, okay? Alrighty. Let's go, 3 piles. And I just realized in my pile of crystals that I've dumped out on my table here under the frangipani tree, I've included a tampon. So there we go. We got some tampon energy being lit up by the sodalite and the selenite and the lemurian quartz and the little heart garnets and amazonite. You got tampon energy helping you there too. Why did I do that? Alrighty. Okay, let's pull 3 cards. I'm gonna pull them from the archetypes deck. So this is Kim Cran's archetypes deck. I'm a huge Jungian analyst, so is she. Love that Jungian energy. Okay. Alright, card number 1. Pile 1, you have the mother. And look, it's even card number 1. Great, we've got the mother. We've got 2 more. We've got the poet, card 7. And we've got Thanatos, card 73. Ooh, that one's a bit spooky. Okay, so we got the poet, the mother, and Thanatos. Alright, so head into the description for timestamps 1, 2, or 3, mother, poet, or Thanatos, and I will be tuning into you promptly. Okay, the mother. I didn't bring the guidebook down for this, which I think must have been deliberate. So, the mother. Let's tune into this a bit more. So, what is the advice for pile number 1 for navigating these energies in January and beyond? How can they align with their highest selves and the highest timeline of Earth? Okay. Lifting the veil. Question everything. Anything unaligned must go. Wow, what a beautiful card. I've never pulled that before. Pulling the curtains back, looking at the light. And trust the timing. Trust the wave you came in on. Time is not running out, okay? Okay, so I'm definitely getting this energy that pile number 1 with this mother energy, lifting the veil, trusting the timeline. You're definitely here to reassure people, to give them a sense of comfort, to give them a sense of, you know, you're like a teacher or a caregiver, like almost like this daycare teacher energy I'm getting come through, where you can say to people like, okay, you're ready now. And then just pull back the veil and go, this is what's happening right now. Really like holding space for people, letting them feel safe, and passing forth this energy of, it's okay, you were so loved, all of this is happening for you, it's something that was going to happen for a really long time. This is the truth of everything. And I'm hearing the Hathors. I'm definitely feeling this kind of angelic, familial, really loving. The word kin is coming through, like these guides that feel like family. Like I'm seeing them as like other eggs in the nest, really. Like, they're there with you on the other side, and it's like they're your siblings who are like, we're going to movie world today, we're going to Disney World, like, jump in the car. And you're like, what's going on? Why have I been picked up from school? What's happening? And it's like, no, it's okay. This is where we're going. This is always going to happen. It's all good. We got you. So definitely just moving deeper and deeper into this faithful energy. Like, this is the future. This is the new world. This is what we're doing now. We don't need to worry about anything else. Like, we're pulling you out of school. You know, there's that energy of just so much faith and just feeling so held and grounded in that new earth already. Like, it's like you already live in the new earth. And you're just watching your ship come in now. You're watching your plane land. You're going, no, that's where I live. That's my home. That's my family coming down from the clouds, you know, being beamed down. Like, those are my people. Like, you already live in that world. That's already your family and your home. And so as you watch all these shifts happen, you're just holding the space of like, no, this is normal. Like, in fact, we were the anachronisms before it was alien, before we were fishes out of water. But now we're just coming home. So there's this homecoming energy. Beautiful. Okay. I'm going to pick a card. This kind of guiding energy. Spirit Fox. Trust your talents in changing times. Yeah, okay. Time and trust. So we got trust the timing and trust your talents in changing times. So trust that you're exactly where you need to be at this moment, that you've come as far as you needed to, that you've evolved enough. You've not missed anything. You're exactly as prepared as you need to be. And full moon, take note of intuitive messages. Okay, so we've got, like I said, this full moon coming up in the middle of the month. It's a full moon in Cancer, and it's going to be opposite Mars. So I'm really getting the sense that you're going to find yourself dealing with some conflict from other people. So subconsciously, people are really, really upset trying to process these major life changes, and they might not even understand that's what they're upset about. They might seem to be flipping out about things they otherwise wouldn't get upset about, or, you know, maybe having tantrums in their own lives, just getting caught up in that energy that's being bred throughout the collective. You know, and it's not their fault. There is an agenda to make people feel this way as well. For whatever reason, you're going to be like the mother dealing with these tantruming energies right now. So you're going to be the one dealing with these toddlers crying, particularly around the middle of the month. But you need to know that you don't blame yourself. Don't think, oh no, I'm not doing enough. I'm not supporting people enough. I'm not, you know, a good enough mother. I haven't woken people up. You know, I haven't supported us enough to deal with this change. Don't worry about any of that. You're exactly where you need to be, and you're doing what you need to do. And, you know, remember, just like with a tantruming toddler, if you're a parent or a caregiver or an aunt or uncle or anything like that, you're friends with kids, sometimes the best thing you can do is just like not add fuel to the fire. Just be like, okay, everyone's mad and sad. I'm just gonna like be here when you're ready to calm down. You know, sometimes it's the best thing you can do is just not make it worse, not do any more harm. And then when people are ready to calm down, when they have burned themselves out, it's like, well, now there's a safe place for them to come back to. You know, like if a kid is screaming and crying because they're out of control and dysregulated, again, like my kid's autistic, so I'm particularly well versed in this, but if your kid's like screaming and crying, and then you're also screaming and crying, there's no safe place for them to come down to. It's like, well, now I have to stay screaming and crying because they're screaming and crying, and what am I going to do? But if you're just like nice and calm, then it's like they can eventually settle down and be calm as well and meet you at your level. You know, it's like you've still got an outstretched hand. It's like, okay, well, I'm not starving now. I don't need to freak out. I don't need to feel bad about all the times I just felt bad. So you're very much being asked to hold the space. Okay, so all the cards, I just pulled a lot of fire cards out. Wow, I shuffled that so much too. So I got Fire Dawn, Fire Day, Fire Sunset, Fire Rising, and Neptune. Didn't I just say Neptune was going into Aries? Neptune was going to enter all this fire cards. I pulled every fire card in the deck out. I have used these cards a few times, And I just went to the bottom of the deck and I pulled out Aries. Okay. You guys saw me shuffling, right? That happened on camera. That's insane. Okay. Neptune is going into Aries. I think it's around March. Don't quote me on that. Let's write in the comments. Look up, when does Neptune go into Aries? Okay, so this pile is definitely dealing with those that fiery energy. And look, even the fox has like that red glow around this third eye. I feel like you're going to be seeing fire. And I feel like a mantra for you, pile 1, moving forward is going to be something like fire, walk with me. Like, walk with me. Like, let's be okay with this. Let's be immune to fire. Let's not get burned. Let's be able to walk through it. Let's be able to feel the heat. And if you can do anything where you get to test your tolerance to heat as well, like get in sauna, you know, play with candle magic, you know, how you put your hand through a flame, if you know that trick, don't hurt yourself. Like, please be safe. But, you know, if you know that trick, that might be something really cathartic and healing for you to be like, look, I can walk through the fire and not get burned. Or that one where you like hold the gas and a lighter down on your hands and then you light it and it looks like you've got a fireball in your hands. Have you done that trick? That could be really cool. Where you're like, I hold the fire. Like, I am the fire bringer. And this is going to be healing and transformative. And it's going to burn away what doesn't align anymore. So really just a state of deep trust, the state of everything being burned right now was meant to go, let it happen. Let people have their final purges, let people detox, let people scream it out. You know, it's like you're this shaman who's just standing there like, yep, scream, keep screaming, keep yelling, get it out, get it out, get it out, it's okay. Like cutting someone on the back when they're vomiting, holding their hair back, like it's okay, get it all out. And then just trust that whatever happens in the aftermath of that, whether people leave your life or the situations leave your life, you know, just trust that's all for the higher good. And remember, when we express our emotions and we have that emotional purging, it often doesn't get a chance to turn into disease because we're not swallowing it, we're not repressing it and then making it manifest in things like acne or inflamed back discs or whatever. You know, we just let it out. So just trust that there's a medicine happening there, like this purging happening. And with Neptune and these fire signs as well, like Neptune is dreams, it's illusions, it's creativity, it's oneness, it's the divine. And moving out of Pisces, which is Neptune's home, and into these fire signs, it's very easy to overinflate the value of these fiery, painful moments. It's very easy to go, okay, this huge fight is happening, you know, my relationship with my kid sucks, or my partner, or my job, or the world is in so much pain, everything's bad. Like, it's going to feel like that in the moment, but once the dust settles and we come out of this a bit more, it's going to be more of an energy of, well, that was just something that needed to happen. That was just the bonfire I set to get rid of that bit of garbage, and now it's gone. Okay, let's keep feeling into this. So more any further advice or words of wisdom for pile number 1, please? Yeah, again, I get this really strong feeling of Galactic support too, so I'll pull a card on that. Okay, so we've got the Hermit reversed and the 8 of Pentacles. 8 of Pentacles came up first. And again, we've got that fire and the moon cycles as well. Hermit. Okay, so you're very much being told not to isolate yourself here. Like, again, you got the Mother card, like you're here to be a mother this year, you're here to support other people. And so don't keep your wisdom to yourself, don't isolate yourself, like you're here to lead and show people what to do with that. And like sitting at this desk, I'm really getting the sense that documenting this in some way is going to help you. Write it down, keep that perspective, you know, sort through your feelings and your emotions, journal, deal with what's going on, be present in the moment, but allow layers of understanding to eclipse the pain and the confusion. And see, again, this fire energy emanating out from this work. You can work with this energy too. You can use it as fuel. Okay? Like if we're standing in a fire and we're just afraid of it, like, yeah, we can get burned, we can watch it happen, we can try to put it out, we can do whatever we can with this fire. But imagine if you could be the person who worked with it. You could go, wow, this is going to be great material for the novel I'm writing. This is going to be great material for the fire I needed under me to start really working on something that means a lot to me, that I'm really passionate about. Like when you're angry at someone or frustrated about something, instead of going, I'm going to have it out with that person, go, I have so much energy and I'm going to use it to build this thing that I really wanted to build. Or, you know, I'm really getting that someone's going to be blogging about this. Someone's going to be blogging about these energies. If you like to read energies and you're interested in the moon cycles or numerology or whatever it is about what's going on, maybe it's the Schumann resonance or something that you're paying attention to, start tracking those cycles. You know, I've got a tampon up here. Start tracking your cycles if you're a person. I was going to say, even men have monthly hormonal cycles. That might be something you want to start paying attention to. Get really into a dance with this fire energy. Start working out how to use it. Start working out how it serves you. And again, I'm getting like candle magic. What's something that you can use to manifest in this fire energy? Like if everybody's all chaotic, running around with a chicken with their head cutting off, how can you be like, how can you set yourself up to utilize that as well? You know, like maybe you are this kind of mother oracle energy where you can be like, yeah, everything's crazy at the moment, isn't it? Come talk to me for some words of love and advice and wisdom. You know, start your own like little astrology blog or something where you give people readings or just like an affirmation a week or a month or something. There's something here that you can track, or maybe you write a song every month. Maybe you write a short story every month. Maybe you write a chapter of your novel every month. There's something here that you can do to sit down and make it work for you. Okay, so not only are you here guiding people, being that mother energy, being okay with the fire, being okay with the tantrum that the earth is having at this time, but you're also turning it into something really lucrative for you. You know, you're manifesting something here, whether it's a novel or a blog or a business. There's something that this mother energy is really giving you the chance to prove yourself on. To go, actually, I know what I'm talking about here. Like, I have some love and wisdom for you. This is what you're being asked to do. I feel really strongly about that. There's a business, there's a project, there's something here that wants to breathe and come out of this. And you know, the more that you turn this chaotic energy into something that benefits you, the more, again, that you're going to be in that energy of gratitude, of amazement, of acknowledgement, of being able to say, wow, everything's crazy on the planet right now. I'm so lucky that I can be of service right now. See that energy of gratitude comes in? I'm so lucky that I know a little bit about this, or I can feel something going on, or I have a message for someone that could change their day, their month, their year. You know, or I'm going to create something out of this that always wanted to come through me. So again, how can you work with that fire? If you've got a lot of fire in your chart, look at where it is in your chart. You know, I've got a Sagittarius moon. So for me, like when that fire energy is really strong, I can really tap into, like, my emotions rise to meet that very quickly. I'm like, well, I've got fiery emotions too, since we're playing this game, since this is the theme of the day, let me join in. You know, I can really match that emotionally. But otherwise I express it through things like, you know, like dance and like romance and all that kind of stuff. What else does Sagittarius moon indicate that I could do? I'm just trying to think of examples for you all. But you know, if you've got fire in Mercury, maybe it's about bringing that passionate speech more into your life and letting that breathe and letting that fire be fueled. You know, if you've got Jupiter in a fire sign, do lots of manifesting, write down lots of intentions, make yourself lucky, ride these waves. You know, travel in that energy. If it's like, or study in that energy, how can you go deeper into it? So you've got Venus in a fire sign. That's definitely a sign that you can use this energy to transform your spaces and your relationships. If you've got your sun in a fire sign, then you might be more at home in this energy. The thing that you're being reminded, though, is to remember what side you're fighting on. Are you contributing to the chaos and confusion? Or are you letting this fire burn itself out? Are you letting the shadowy entities have their tantrum and then be left with nothing at the end of the day? They didn't burn you, they didn't burn anything else, they didn't burn anything they didn't want to be burned. So how can you just be like, cool, thanks for burning that pile of weeds in my yard. I now feel even more free to do what I came here to do. See how you can like be the stronger fire, I guess, like move the fire, use the fire magic, command the element, let it move and work in a way that suits you. You know, it's like watching this fire burn over the planet and you're like, well, joke's on you, I'm a fire starter, I can use my power to just move the fire that way. Or I can go, yep, cool, thank you fire, may you burn for the highest good. And then just be grateful and just, you know, use that ammunition against them or for your own benefit. Okay. Crazy. Not only have I shuffled this deck a billion times, but I've also dropped all the cards all over the floor a billion times. Okay, so I pulled Earth Future as a card for everybody, and then I got 2 Earth Present cards. Come through 52 and 53. That's crazy. Okay, progressive desires and belief systems, Earth Present. Okay. So really, again, we just keep coming back to these emotion cards for how to be in this energy. Okay, I'm hearing it's more about intention setting as well. So like, what do you believe is possible from this year? What do you want? What are your progressive desires? What do you want to see from the planet? Yeah, okay. And again, I'm hearing like, use the fire energy of this too. Okay, so I'm getting a download here. Neptune in the fire is like rapid manifestation. Rapid manifestation, okay. So like set your intention, and we're still in that new moon energy if you're watching this, so even if you want to do it right now, like just write down a wish and burn it on the stove quickly. It doesn't have to be a big ceremony. You know, and we're in that new year energy. Think about what it is that you really want to call in and do it with fire. And then every time this fire energy ramps up and people are yelling, when there's that Mars energy, when there's all this drama across the planet, when we get this war energy and these false flag kind of stuff, I don't know if there's going to be another like health scare, pandemic, I'm not sure about that. I think the plan keeps changing. But whatever happens, just think all of this fire, all of this conflict is just further propelling your manifestation. Just go, yep, that's just fueling my spell. That's just feeding my intention. Because I said that I wanted Neptune to burn and bring in this wish for me rapidly. You know, fire and air are the fastest elements that we get to work with. So be like, yes, let it blow up. Bring it to me faster. These are my progressive desires. So get really clear on what it is that your beliefs are, what your desires are, because this is what's manifesting in this fire right now. It's like the earth is having this huge bonfire and everybody is burning their beliefs in the bonfire to manifest them. And are your beliefs going to be everything's painful and scary and things didn't work out the way I hoped? Or are your beliefs going to be, yes, burn everything that is not aligned to me so that all that stands is heaven on earth? Like maybe this is a rapture. What's going to be in the wake of that? You know, like if we're the ones left behind to fight for the earth and not the ones vacating it right now, what kind of earth are we leaving behind at the end of this? What are we going to be the custodians of on the other side of this year? Because whatever your beliefs are right now, that's what you're burning in the fire. And it is my humble suggestion that you lean into this energy of, this is for our highest good. We can make use of this. We've prepared for this. You know, we've prepared for this. We are ready. We have the gifts and talents that we need. We can hold this space. We know who we are. Anyway. And I think that's your message. I think that's clear. Let me know. I try to get back to people in the comments eventually, so if you've got questions, let me know. Alright. Pile number 2. Up next. Okay. So I will stop here. Hello, pile number 2. You chose the Poet, card number 7. And wasn't I just talking about those 7 energies that I feel are coming up next year? So faith, holding the faith, developing your connection to the divine, you know, being your own channel, and being able to create something beautiful from that as well, being able to see the poetry and being able to be the poet. So being able to have a hand in how all of these seemingly discordant pieces fit together under one metaphor. Being able to tie all of that together into a song, into art, into something beautiful. I feel that's strongly a talent of yours, to be able to weave these things together, or even put these things that don't look like they belong together, like these conflicting images or these conflicting feelings, and just putting them side by side and being like, but this is the poetry of Earth right now, that we're dealing with this duality and these conflicting feelings, and just being okay with that and just trusting that it all fits together in some sense of wonders. Hathors, oh my god, I did not know there was a Hathors card in this deck, and I was hearing the Hathors on my shoulder for the last pile. So if you felt like watching pile number 1 but you weren't sure, go back and watch that if the Hathors mean something to you, because oh my god, it's a mother energy too. Okay, maybe these piles are all one big pile. We the Hathors, deep love, mother's milk, birth as portal. Wow. Okay, that's so funny. I don't think I've ever spoken to the Hathors before, and I just felt them so strongly over my shoulder. Can't even tell you who they are. And then that card came out. Wow, okay. Star bathing, light body, crystal grid, transmission, activation. Okay, yeah, so this group definitely channeling something through you at the moment, through the planet. Something's coming out of you. I'm getting the strong feeling in my body of actually being, not just being guided and loved and supported through this time, but literally like feeling that light come into your body and then letting it move through you. Like you are a transformer, you're a portal, like you are the activator on the planet right now. Like it is moving through you. Okay, that's very strong. So I get a sense that this is happening regardless of whether you know it's happening, but if you know it's happening, you'll be able to take advantage of it way more. So you are a channel, you are a healer, you are a starseed, you do have a mission on this planet to do this. I keep dropping heaps of cards, okay, without turning them over, but there we go. Alright, that's a lot of cards, okay, just gonna take them. 8 of Wands reversed, 10 of Swords reversed, Page of Swords reversed, 6 of Pentacles reversed. There's a standstill energy where things won't die, things won't move and shift on to the next cycle. It's like there's a slowing down energy here. So while some people at this time are being urged to work with the fire energy, to work with the chaos and the conflict, you're very much taking a step back from that. You're going, no, we don't need to rush through this, we don't need to do anything. We're just going to step back and heal right now. It's almost like you're completely ignoring what's going on the planet right now. Like you were tuned into something else. You were tuned into something galactic. You were tuned into something angelic. You're tuned into this like ascended master, Hathor, Starseed group. Again, I don't really know who the Hathors are. My apologies. I will find out. People keep telling me to look into that. And now they're finally talking to me and I still don't know who they are. Okay. But you're being asked to. They're talking. Okay, I'm just going to shush and channel this. Okay, I'm channeling from a group, letting itself known as the Hathors. Okay. There's an energy coming to people watching this video, people who are in your groups and people beyond you who are receiving this message through other channels and through other synchronicities and messages in their life, particularly through spirit messages and animals. This energy is something that you have not experienced before. It is a very particular kind of light that comes from a very particular area in the universe. It comes from super galactic center. It is a soft light. It is a healing light. It is a mother's light. It is a light that will feel like soup. It will feel warm. It will feel heavier. It will be incredibly nourishing. And what it's doing is bypassing the energy of this year. The people receiving this light will not be asked to participate in the dramas of the planet. They're being asked to detach. They're being asked to align with the energy of love, with the energy of the ascended masters in the galaxy. They are being asked to be the future. They are being asked to be what the earth will look like on the other side of this by 2027. They are being asked to be the time travelers. They are asked to embody that future energy, and they are being supported and activated and upgraded in every moment to allow that this energy comes through. This energy will begin touching people by the end of January and will be fully with those on the planet meant to receive it by March. What this is doing is it's protecting people at this time. It is bathing you in a bubble, in an energy of love, compassion, healing, peace, ease, health, vitality, and deep, deep, deep connection to source and love in the universe. These people are being ensconced in this energy. Many pregnant women and their families, but the pregnant women themselves will be ensconced in this energy. And what it's doing is protecting them from the chaos of what's going on around them. We do not need more children born imprinted with this survival, fight or flight energy. What the planet needs right now is people to be born coming in with a sense of security, with deep love and faith. These are the people being protected right now. These are the people who will be born into a future, and they manifest that future by having that energy. Midwives, teachers, nurses, hospital employees, and those in government jobs and positions, even those in service roles such as in computer repair, mechanics, bus drivers, people who work in public transport systems, all of these people who help the earth keep moving and flowing are all being supported to do it with an energy of love, to not become flustered, to not be rude to people, to see every challenge or riddle as an opportunity to become more aligned with source, to solve something and bring it into better balance. These are the problem solvers of our society. These are the healers. These are the people who come to people and determine the energy of their days and their months. They're the people that we interface with, who we come to for help, who have the answers, and we're bringing all of those people into a more masterful, loving energy and protecting them so that they can be anchor points for the rest of the planet as they continue to move through everyday life in these otherwise chaotic energies. And as they greet these people who are feeling this love, who are able to be calm and centered no matter what they're doing, they remind everybody else that it's safe to regulate their nervous system, that it's safe to be calm, that everything is being worked out, that their car will be fixed, that the bus will arrive where it's meant to be going, that everyone is here to help you, that everyone is all right and there's a safe place for them to come home to bed at the end of the day. If you're listening to this and you're receiving this energy, trust it. If you're feeling that safe, loving feeling, and you know that you will be feeling it, you will know that it's there, you'll feel it in your bones, and you will feel held in this. Do not judge yourself for not being enmeshed in the drama of the world around you. Do not let people draw your attention to it. You will not even want to draw your attention to it. Your vibration will be so peaceful and loving that you will have no interest. You will have no resonance with the drama or chaos around you. You may wonder if you missed it or if you're missing anything. You may wonder if you're not being empathetic enough to those around you who are experiencing it, but they will feel far away. They will be faint whispers. You are protected in this time and you will not touch the drama. You were just here to anchor in that love, to continue being healthy and loving, and what that's doing is it's having an effect on everybody around you. That is your gift to the planet. Thank you for helping us help you and everyone else around you. This work is not possible without your skin on the planet, without the warmth of your hand, your smile, your eyes, your voice there in physical reality. You are making this transmission possible, and it will be possible for the next 2 years. We are with you and we love you and feel safe and protected in this energy. Know that you are blessed and chosen to carry this energy forward. Thank you. Wow. That's a really beautiful message. Thank you. I kind of want to stop there. Like, that's your message, pile 2. And they're saying, yes, you can. That was your message for them. Wow. Okay. I'm going to pull just a couple more cards because I want to. Your message is just chill, you're protected the whole next 2 years. Card 7 came out. Poets. Card 7, card 7. Arcturus, parallel, unconditional love. What are you telling us, card? Yup. You're basically getting to be in this energy of unconditional love. You've bypassed the drama. You get to be that unconditionally loving being, that humble being, a person who's just there to be and be happy and not be so phased, and be an example of what it looks like to not be running around with your head cut off. Why Arcturus though? That's curious. You know, a lot of people feel very connected to the Arcturians. They're a lovely group. They're lovely people. A lot of people who are connected to the Arcturians are so because they're guiding them. It's not always because that you have been an Arcturian starseed. A lot of people get confused about that. I did too. Like, I'd be watching those, what kind of starseed videos are you? Like, before I learned how to channel all of this myself. And they'd say, you know, if you hear a starseed group and it resonates for you and it pings, then that must be who you are. But I think all of us are like, Arcturus, like the Arcturians are the best, they're the OG. And so like, well, we must be Arcturians. That's not necessarily the case, but because they work with so many of us and they're so loving and cool, like, we're just like, yeah, my best friend's Arcturians, that mean I am too. It's like, maybe not, but it doesn't mean that you don't have guides there, because they are guiding the entire planet too. Okay, let me tune into this for a second. Arcturus, parallel, thank you Arcturians. Okay, so basically what I'm getting in this patchy way is that this future energy that group number 2, these poets, are being asked to embody, is essentially the energy of Arcturus now. It's this energy of, yeah, so there are a lot of planets and star nations and star systems out there in the galaxy and the universe, obviously, that are in this energy of unconditional love, right? There are a lot that aren't. You know, being 5D doesn't necessarily make you unconditionally loving, but we're unconditionally loving, so when we're 5D, everything's just more psychic and more beautiful and amazing. But it's all everything, like there's duality at all levels of existence, right? But this particular brand of unconditional love is a very Arcturian unconditional love. It's still practical, It's still reasonable. It still has its eyes open to everything going on in the galaxy. It's not dumb, and it's not insulated. Okay, so the Arcturians haven't isolated themselves from the rest of the universe to keep this loving bubble like Hadar of the past, for example. The Arcturians very much see everything, and they're in it, and they're happy to guide people and give people advice and tell them what to do, but there's never this urgency around it. There's never this like, oh my gosh, you have to do this right now. The Arcturians are like, yep, this is your advice. And it's not up to me for you to take it, and I can't control you or do anything about it, but this is how we live, and we're here to help you live this way too if you want to. You know, so it's this energy of like faith, love. You know, Arcturus is very much a father god consciousness, and 7, the crown chakra, is kind of a yang energy. It's like the godhead energy. It's trust in the higher perspective of everything, and it can be kind of an intellectual perspective rather than the root chakra, which is 1, which was the last card. 1 was the mother, 7 is the poet, is the father. So instead of being this very grounded yin abyss, it's all okay, the 7 energy of it's all okay is more like, again, like channeling, like that energy from above. Like, I bring in that father god energy. I know that we're safe and we're okay. I know that I'm protected, and it's all going to be all good. And so there's like a vocal and telepathic energy happening here too. Cool. And I'm doing a telepathy workshop in the Patreon group this month, which I'm really excited about. And one of the things I'm going to be teaching is just how much we're already telepathic and teleempathic, and how you can send these payloads of information to people with just a few short words. How you can say to somebody like, you look beautiful today, I love you, and you can think in your head at them like, I see all of you, I see all of the things that you think are defects, I see your past, I see the color of your soul, I see all of you, and I find all of it beautiful. And you can feel that and open your heart up to that, and they'll receive that compliment so much more, because instead of thinking like, oh, this person's picked something out about me that they think is really attractive, but they're not looking closely at my pores, or they don't know about that thing I did years ago that I'm really ashamed about still. You know, they don't know about how my farts smell or whatever. You know, they're like, well, you know, there's still a bit of resistance there, but if you can think and telepathically feel and transmit to somebody at the same time, no, I love all of you and I'm here for you, they feel that. Even if they don't hear it, but they can hear it, we're going to go into this too. But even if they don't consciously receive all of that, they're receiving it into their body, they're receiving it into the system, they're getting the frequency of that, and it will be better received. And so there's an aspect here with this 2-5 energy of 2025 that what you're channeling, what you're bringing through is like carried on the voice. It's like, yeah, that 2 and 5, that connection, expressing it, and then bringing this telepathic, teleempathic payload with everything that you do. And it's very much an Arcturian gift as well. It's what they're doing all the time. I just got like a big thumbs up from the Arcturians remembering to mention that. Thank you very, very much. Cool. All right. That's pile number 2. Awesome. I hope that was helpful. I know it's all a bit woo-woo and out there, just channeling groups of beings I've never channeled before. I don't know what they're going to say, but anyway, I hope that helps you. You're protected, you're loved, keep up the good work, and we can go into more detail if you have questions. Cool. Thanks. Okay, pile number 3, you chose Thanatos, which is card 73, and it's the card of death. Thanatos was a character in Greek mythology whose name literally means death or am dying, and Thanatos can also mean freedom or death. So there's definitely this energy of like a huge revolution in your life coming. And so I feel very strongly that while the first 2 piles were about these roles that people are playing in this chaos, this, you know, and the roles people are playing as a way to kind of serve as a guide to other people, this is your time to actually be part of the drama and experience the revolution of your life that's coming forth with this fire. with this chaotic energies. So if you pulled this card, if you felt drawn to this pile, this is very much a message that you were not just here to be a way shower, you were here to experience this revolution. So this is going to be the heavier of the piles. So, and this is coming up for you. Don't buckle up. Let this happen. Okay, I feel like this is going to be huge. This is going to be one of the biggest years of your life. I'm really feeling like everything falling away. Sorry if that sounds bad. If you want everything to fall away, then I guess this is an awesome video, but I'm feeling like relationships ending, friendships ending, marriages ending, where you live ending, careers ending, like just complete overhauls here. And it's all for the highest good. There is more coming out of this, but that doesn't mean that, okay, those are nice cards. Okay, this is something that you've been wanting to come. You're embracing this change, you're embracing this leap. And in fact, you've already been planting seeds for it. You're manifesting a new life for yourself. And now you're getting to actually experience what that looks like. Okay, 10 of Pentacles reversed, that's interesting. Oh yeah, that would be the falling away, the Fool, yeah, that totally makes sense. 8 of Swords reversed. You got some good cards here. 2 of Wands reversed. Ace of Cups reversed, and the Hermit, okay. So, first came out 7 of Pentacles and 4 of Cups reversed. 4 of Cups reversed, well, 4 of Cups upright is about not being grateful, but with it being reversed, I'm seeing that you're very much ready to just like, instead of wallowing and complaining and being like, oh, I'm not happy with these cups, you're like, oh, wait, cups, new cups. And it's this energy of like the opposite of stagnation, like you're just ready to move, you're ready to burn up, like this has been coming a long time for you. So I'm almost getting this message, yeah, you've been planting seeds, you've been manifesting it, you've done all the energy work, you've done all the stuff, plane going overhead. Yeah, so you've bought the tickets, like you've done all the stuff in the background to make all of this happen. And now it is all happening, it's all coming in at once. So don't be afraid, don't be shy. It's just that you've done all this manifesting to make this happen. And it might be a bit of a rocky start because it is all at once, you know? It's like you've been sitting in this restaurant ordering for hours and hours and hours, and then all of a sudden this huge banquet comes out and you're like a little bit overwhelmed, or it's like, or you've been sitting in this restaurant ordering all these meals and you're like been there for hours and you're like, why aren't they showing up yet? And then the restaurant is finally gone. Sorry, like we just can't make the things that you want. We're gonna have to send you next door. And you're like, how rude. I was waiting here patiently, trying not to be a jerk for hours. Nothing came out and now they're kicking me out the door. And then you walk into the restaurant next door and everything you ordered is already out on the table. And they're like, yeah, we called next door because they could do it for you. Their kitchen's better, whatever. I know this is a weird metaphor, but it's the only thing I can like relate the energy to. It's like, you weren't getting what you ordered in your life, so you're being kicked out and you're jumping novels. You're like, well, it wasn't going to come in your next chapter because you're not in the right story for that, so we're just going to put you in a completely different book and you're a different character now. And yeah, there's going to be a bit of fear around this, but it's something that you wanted. Okay, so we've got 10 of Pentacles reversed. There's going to be some losses this year, and I feel that they're going to be related to things that you thought you were inheriting or set up for. So maybe you're like, oh great, I have access to like my family's vacation home, or I'm set up for inheritance, or I'm going to go into the family business, or you know, I'm about to reap dividends from this investment I had. All of those really obvious things that seemed like you were setting yourself up for are going to be out of reach. So basically you've been manifesting all this wealth and you're like, well, where's that wealth I was manifesting? And the universe is going, oh, we had a better idea. So all those things you expected are not going to happen. Like you're being completely turned around to this other way. So it will feel like a loss at first. It's definitely going to feel like a death, like a loss. But I get really good energy from you. I get that you understand this. And like as this starts to all shake up, you're like, no, I was kind of prepared for this. I had a feeling this was going to happen. I knew not to get too attached to the how this was going to happen. And you feel it in your bones. Like I really feel this excitement. I feel like you're even listening to this and you're excited about it. You're not like, no, I don't want to lose my life. You're like, yep. No, I manifested this. I understand how manifestation works. I'm pumped for this. You know, there's this, and you know, the Fool card came out. There's this childlike excitement to you. You're like, yeah, sure, like fine, set my house on fire, that's okay, what's the next one? Like, you get it, and there's this like naivety to you that is about the faith that you have and your readiness for this. It's almost like, yeah, like you don't quite get how uncomfortable this is going to be, or you get it logically, but you're like, it's like you guys do some like detox program and you're like, okay, I'm going to throw up and then I'm going to feel way better. And you're like, no, it's going to be pretty awful. Like, you're going to feel like you're being turned inside out. You know, like, you still have to go through the vomiting, losing things, processing that phase, right? But you're still like, yeah, but I know that's temporary. And on the other side, everything's going to be okay. So that's definitely an energy that you're able to embody, and your faith is definitely coming from you. And this is why it's happening in this 9 year. You know, we've got the Hermit. The energy is just right for you to start again. The energy is right for you to go, yeah, okay, all this is going to die now. Like, you're very aligned with this universal 9 year. You might be in a 9 personal year as well. So add up the digits from your last birthday. So if your last birthday was like the 25th of March, 2024, you go 2 plus 5 is 7, plus 3 is 10. 2024 is an 8 year, so 18, 1 plus 8 is 9. So you would be, oh, wow, isn't that great? That's actually 9. So you would be in a 9 personal year until your next birthday, when you move into a 1 personal year on the 25th of March, 2025. So look at your personal year as well. It might be likely that you're in a 9 or a 1 personal year already, and all of this is just lined up for you. And you're just ready to go. Or maybe you're in a 7 year, because 7 has a similar energy. It's that tower, that crash, that leap of faith, you know. And the Fool is 0, but I get a lot of 7 vibes from the Fool as well. But you've got all this internal guidance. You know, you're not following what the outside world wants. You're not following the narrative trajectory. You're not following the logical, expected way that the story is meant to play out. It's coming from within you. You know, you're channeling your higher self here. You know that there's a higher purpose and a higher good for you, and that's why you're making this huge jump, and why you're doing it with so much joy. And look at the colors in these cards. Look at that yellow. Like, this is aligned action. This is a healthy solar plexus energy. This isn't movement for the sake of movement. Okay, so don't start freaking out and thinking that you're just having a midlife crisis or you're deluded or something. Like, this is aligned action. This is a huge change that you're making in alignment with your soul, with source, with the divine. Trust that you know what you're doing, and that you manifested this leap and you manifested this death for a reason, that it's bringing you closer to where you want to be. You've got 8 of Swords reversed, so you're not caught up in the illusion. You're very able to detach from your anxieties. You're very able to detach from your fears. You can go, okay, look, those are just fears coming up. So you're good at that. I am curious about this 8 of Cups and 2 of Wands reverse energy though. I feel like it's going to be a bit of a clunky start, like kangaroo hopping in a car. Like, you're stalling and starting and stalling and starting, and you're like, no, I'm ready for this. Like, this has ended, I'm ready for this one. But, you know, it might leave you feeling a bit shell-shocked, and like you can't quite open your heart to what's going on here. You might be a little bit like, whoa, that was more painful than I thought it was going to be. And with this 2 of Wands reversed, maybe you expected that when you jumped into this new life, you would be just jumping on a plane and you'd be like in Jamaica on a beach and everything would be fine again. But there's like a stalled energy here. It's like, no. Things all have to properly end first. Like, this is going to be take a little bit more time than you realize. Wow, that Death card just keeps like flying away. The other cards aren't flying away, but the Death card keeps moving around the table. And I'm talking about feeling stalled. So yeah, it's almost like there's going to be a bit of flipping, a bit of back and forth, things all together. So maybe like a relationship ends, and then you're like, okay, well, who's moving out? And then it's like, okay, you're going to move, no, you're going to move, and then they get a job, and it's like, oh, okay, well, maybe I'll stay here then. And then like there's going to be a bit of back and forth. It's not going to be the neatest, cleanest ending. It's not going to be like you just pack a bag and walk out the door one day. It's not going to be that definitive. It's going to be like, I'm hearing like 6-7 month long process. But it's ultimately bringing you to this this better place where you can open your heart and settle again. But that might be more of a 2026 thing, because that's our 1 year. Get Messenger. Serious energy, bringing harmony and balance. Okay, so this is I'm feeling like this is supportive energy. So there are beings around you coming in, smoothing things out as they happen so that it doesn't define your next chapter. So they're going to really make sure that all of these endings happen in this year. In 11:11 on the timer. Make sure these endings happen in this year. Yeah, they want to like do the job right. So it's going to be proper separations, proper wrapping up your jobs, proper closing of all of these doors, so that by the time you get to this one energy, you're balanced, you're ready, your slate is clear, your karma is clean, everything's good. So it's going to be about, you know, dying gracefully, sorting out your affairs, having like a kind of almost like a will in order, so that when you get into this one energy, you can just hit the ground running then next year. Loosen your grip, coping mechanisms, density, addiction, let God in. Okay, so you're going to get through this year faster if you can do it sober. I'm not saying like no judgment here. I don't know what kind of medicines people are dealing with, what kind of coping mechanisms and distractions they have. But if you can be really present with this death and really experience what's happening, if you can grieve, if you can journal, if you can be present with it and really genuinely, with as much love as possible, say goodbye to all of these things happening in your life and these fires coming up, burning it down, it's going to be much easier long term, and you're going to be so much more free. Remember, this Thanatos is freedom, about being set free. So you're going to want to really resolve all of that karma, and it might be just making sure that everybody gets their goodbye and their closure from you in your life. And then ultimately it's up to you. You can cut these cords and walk away too. But don't hide from it. Don't get too distracted. Don't get too comfortable. Don't watch TV for a year straight and wait for it to go away, because it's not going away. And basically it's just a purging detox year. Okay, what other energies do you want to know about Cancer? Okay, is it an astrological Cancer? Anything else? I know we've got a Cancer full moon coming up. Okay. Earth Day and Neptune. Neptune came out for pile 1 as well. Gosh, Neptune is really making an appearance. Okay, so what are we looking at here? Give me a sec, I'm thinking. The video did pause. I paused. You're being asked to be very present in this next year. To very much see with open eyes what's happening across the planet. You know I said I don't want us to feed into this energy and focus on it too much, but very much see this as an opportunity to jump into the fire yourself as you see this going on across the planet. So it's like whatever's happening externally is a reflection of the energy and what you've been primed for going in internally right now for you too. So when you see all these shakes up happening, just be like, well, it's just the time for shake up. It's just the time for all of this stuff to happen, and let that take its course. I'm seeing that light and that like leaf print in the circle above. I'm being reminded of all the light that we can send the planet. Okay, so still not sure what the Cancer card is doing, but there's a nurturing energy here. As Neptune moves into a fire sign in March. Okay, no, I got it. I just heard it. Okay. Neptune's moving into a fire sign. This is our manifesting energy. This is our dreams lighting up, coming across the planet, and in this crazy, like, dizzying bonfire kind of way, right? And almost like an imaginary bonfire, you know, light a bonfire in your mind and throw everything you don't want into that fire. Let a phoenix rise from those ashes and let it be the best version of yourself. You know, that would be a cool meditation or visualization technique. I'm going to do that later now. Something's going to happen on the full moon in Cancer with this conflicting Mars energy that's going to bring a lot of clarity to whatever it is that you're about to step into for this year. So maybe it's like an argument with a partner, maybe it's like some kind of corruption or secret coming out, but something is being very strongly illuminated for you on this full moon. And like, look, Mars is going to be opposite this full moon. There's going to be a lot of release of tension. It might be a little bit dramatic. There might be a bit of arguing. And I don't want people to get too caught up in the emotions of that. I don't want people to be like, well, we fought, so therefore this relationship has to end. I want you more to be able to take a step back and go, well, okay, what are the facts of what's just occurred here? What's the energy here? You know, what's the underlying connection here? And to be able to just go, okay, you know, and for some people it'll be, okay, there was a lot of tension here. There are clearly some things that need some more love and attention and care. But for some of you people, it'll be like, okay, I'm not mad about the fight that we had, but something came up during that fight that needs our attention and has brought some truth and clarity to what's going on right now. And it might be, the truth here is that we're simply not compatible and that our journey is coming to an end, and we both sense that, and we're causing drama and letting this tension come up because we both want an out, but we don't know how to do that. It might be something like that. So that something's coming up in this full moon in Cancer, and it's going to show you what it is that you're manifesting into the earth now, and it's going to be very practical. It's not just going to be a vision for new earth and energy. It's going to be like, well, I want a relationship. Well, I want freedom first of all, and then I want a relationship where I get to be my deepest, messiest self. Or I want a job where I get to make creative decisions, or whatever it is that you want, whatever it is that's in alignment with your higher self. And I trust that you know how to align with this high energy. You know how to do that already. But it'll be from this full moon that you really set the scene for what this death looks like and what it's going to look like on the other side of it. So when we get this full moon, really pay attention to what's coming up for you. Set your intentions, make your wishes, and trust that like Neptune is going to bring this to you, and it's going to look like it's just a collective thing, like it's just happening for the collective. Like systems will be brought down, there'll be lies, there'll be fear mongering, there'll be war threats, all this kind of stuff. There'll be like economic stuff going up and down, but it's a reflection of the possibilities like cycling through in your life, and how we can I'm going to pull one of these cards. How we can work with all of this energy. No, not even work. Work with all of the energy to burn away the old, to see it as like, okay, well, let's set all this on fire. But at the same time, be able to sit in a place of peace and be able to go, what's constant then? Because I'm not sure about all this, that's all crazy. I'm not sure about this, that's all crazy. And I'm not sure about this, that's all crazy. But what's been constant? What stays within me? What's that light inside me? What has my heart been singing for years? What's my heart been singing this whole time, regardless of how crazy things are in the outside world? So that's something to be grateful for too, where we can really go, I am so happy that everything is so crazy and changing and fearsome on the outside, because it really gives me the stark contrast between all of that noise and this quiet sense of love inside of me that has always said the same thing. And that voice is going to be louder and more stable and beautiful and bright than it's ever been. And that is what survives the death. That is what perseveres. That is the light that is left standing 7 to 8 months from now. And that will be what you'll be able to hear louder and louder. The noise will die down again. But this light, this voice, this love inside of you, that's the gift you're being given here. You'll never hear anything but that so loud again. You'll be like, that voice was always there, and I know what it sounds like now, and I know how satisfying it is to tune into that and to be one with that. And that's something that you're very much cultivating now. Like, again, like, you know that all of this stuff is coming, and you're still like, yay, you know? And I feel like ego Kelly wants to be like, are you okay? Are you going to be okay? And you're like, yeah, I know, I'm going to be okay. Like, it's going to be crazy, but I'm going to be okay. And you know that already. And what you're getting out of this is that surety of your connection that you've already cultivated, that you've already manifested. That's just getting stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger. Your inner guidance is freaking insane, like off the charts. You are just going to know, and you're not going to need a channeler. You're not going to need a YouTube video. You're not going to need anyone to tell you who you are or what to do. You're just going to feel that, and you're just going to know. And it's going to be right every time. Self-observance. Feeling that light within yourself. Look at all those yellows and purples. Channeled, divine wisdom, faith, yellow, aligned action, solar plexus, yes. Lyra future, self-observance, yes. You're going to feel that within you, and you're going to know that it's you. And I think there are some Lyra and Starseeds listening to this too, who are going to recognize that there's a higher version of themselves coming through. They're going to see themselves differently. They're going to feel themselves as this like Lyran creator being in place of who they were. It's like the fire is going to burn up, going to kill all of who you are, right? Like no more Louise, no more Alan, no more Terry, no more Kelly, whoever. It's like that's going to be all gone. It's just going to be that light there. And as that light grows, you're going to recognize a past higher version of you. And the next card after this was stuck to the back of this card. I hadn't noticed. Lyra future, generosity. So what comes out of that? Self-observance. We go, wow, that's who I am. What comes out of that? Your gifts to everybody else. This is alignment with your higher self that's coming out of this. You're making way for your higher self. You just need a lot else to die first. And you manifested this. You knew this was coming. And it's easier if your old life dies away. So self-observance, finding that light inside of yourself. And that's just going to keep growing and growing and growing until you are that creator God on this planet. I'm hearing 2027 very, very clearly. So there you go, 2025. Life falling apart. 2026. Processing, grieving, and that'll be happening through 25 as well. Aligning with that inner light. Embracing that stagnancy that's going to help you like recalibrate and really be within. And then you're re-emerging this whole other person, this ascended being who has these gifts to share, who's being asked to serve, who's being asked to lead. And the other card that came out was Force of Attraction. Cards 106 adds to 7 again. Force of Attraction, Orion, light, future, yeah. Yeah, and look, there's that light inside of them again. His hands are meeting up in the middle. That yellow light inside of you. And that's you being that new earth leader. That's you. And I'm sorry if 2027 seems too far away. I'm not saying that you're not already leading. I'm saying that by the time 2027 comes, you're going to be your higher self. Like, that's huge. That's not just like marketing, like a buzzword. That's not just like, oh, you know, my Instagram bio, like, my name's Kelly and I read Galactic Astrology and I am my higher self. It's like, no, like, you're actually going to be like in the state of mastery where you're like, no, all that matters is love, and we're going to heal ourselves and each other and the earth, and all the beings on the earth are prospering, and that's going to be what you're interested in, and it's going to be fun, and you're going to have a lot of playtime with it, and you're going to live an amazing, beautiful life because you're attracting all of that prosperity and love and healing energy to you, because your vortex and your point of attraction isn't cluttered and distracted by all of this other stuff that you don't care about anymore. So this is just your external world coming into alignment with that inner work that you've already been doing. Does that make sense? Anyway, sending lots of love. I think it's time for me to wrap up, especially as I come to 25 minutes on this recording, which again, 2 + 5 is 7, and there's been a lot of 7 energy through all of these readings. I'm really feeling that. Okay, well, sending so much love. Bye.